The thing is, I know that if if I end this here, just not enough lead out. But I worry this. Like, I need enough lead out that doesn't have this much carry thing. Almost like after I land, I need to kill any forward movement on the route. Let's collaborate this guy with this second earlier. This. Maybe even a split second. No, that's a pretty accurate landing point. Again, I'm testing all this on very thin ledges because I know it'll work fine. We can work well on a thin ledge. And you know. Yeah, it'll definitely work well on a. Oh, I need to bring back the falling. So I won't really know it's working until I have the falling. And also, I mean, there's another what's it called? Yes, element that sometimes, even though while you've got a good one, it starts to fall, and that causes a super speed up because technically we're scaling and adjusting the root motion to try and reach a point. Basically, if that happens, we cannot fall. Like, basically, that needs to be if we scale and adjust the root motion anyway, unless we're doing it in a way that we want to extend the motion. I think that will be the key to pushing the I think that would be the key to pushing the initial, like, if you want to give more power, we say, okay, well, aside from picking one that's faster, maybe like make it so that it lands a little bit further. So stretch the landing point. So from your push off, you have a bit more oomph, That's one thing I want to experiment with today at some point. I did a little bit with it the other day. It worked kind of well. But I want to see if I can do that today. So yeah, that is the aim, or the goal at least. And yeah, today really I wanted to just get striding our players pretty consistently. The addition yesterday of the stride to plyo and plyo to stride transitional states. Well, not states. We don't use the word states because we don't work in states. Actions in terms of like their own type of jump. Like, hey, I'm in a stride. I want to go to a plyo. That kind of that works really well in terms of maintaining things together and making sure the transition between the two always looks really smooth. The one we need to fix now is when we go from, I believe, it's from a stride into a stride supply. I don't know if it's the blend or whatever it is. Something just doesn't look right. Let me actually have a look at the animation because that's one of those. So I think it's this guy. When we go from a stride. I think they all need to be locked. Like before, like A up to take off. Basically. Yeah, I think up to takeoff well, I don't know how it's gonna affect it, but yeah. Up to takeoff, maybe. Or post landing. They need to lock ourselves. One or the other, because we have yeah, when we're that specific, remember the blend between the two is so falling is back now. As you can see there, he really fell. I've got a pretty lenient yeah, I've got a very, very lenient yeah, I've got a very, very lenient like fall detection for if your feet are on the ground. So that is one of the things I really want to see there. What I need to do is actually when you start falling. It was like, oh, thank you. Really appreciate it. Yeah, there's really a lot you can do now. And you know what we really want to do is also make the level really allow for some bits and bobs. I need to do some more climbing stuff at some point this week as well. Sort that out. Yeah, no, definitely. It will be very, very fun once you got it. So, well, actually, first things first. We need to do it this whole clean up these freaking debugs. So it's just too much going. So let's get rid of a couple. So I'm just gonna. So is in air. Let's get rid of. What is going on with me? Is in air. This guy here. Get rid of you. It's just too much. What I might even just do is do this. It's all a bit too much for me. I can't keep up with all this crap. This guy's I don't care about. I will keep this. That I do need. It's just too much going on. This stuff, it's just a little bit much. So I need to free up all of this, all these debug strings. I just can't even see what I'm actually trying to debug. Obviously, also got DTC. Stuff like this is firing. Yeah, so like all of these stuff. Steak of. I mean, this I might keep. Oh, this no. There's still no what's going on. I'll see if it's just an all this crap here. Oh. See how much crap I had just. So this I will keep. I'm not doing any of this. These are used to be running. These are used as well because they also hit it there printed whilst you unforce them. So it's actually such like a quick. All right, so let's live for this. Let's see if our debug the cleaner, and if so, then we can get to debugging this and working this properly. Oh. Root head distance. Let's solve this guy. Why I got rid of that? What? A couple ones are still there. I'm not why he's still there. But yeah, let's see. There we go. Okay. I don't mind when it says what montage I'm doing and stuff. That's all good. Okay, so okay, yeah, that all that sequence is cool. Now what I want to see. So there, I mean, all that sequence is fine. Of course, now it's working. So I've got rid of it. It's the only time. I think I'm not hearing. Actually, pretty. I do love. It's weird though because as much as I hate the, this is the one thing. Like sometimes, yeah, like it doesn't. Yeah, because as much as I. Yeah, because as much as I don't like the continuation of the route, it plays a big role. seems like a town as well. All of which are very true. Very true. I mean, I'm not 100% happy with these. Yeah, as much as I don't like it when the route continues off, it does help create a very like real sense of like you land and then like keeps it going, like, and if you want to actually stay there, you need to stick. Like there, like I just let go of the. I wouldn't. I mean, that one I wouldn't. I mean, it works if you stick it, right? So, but like if you don't, you just then kind of bounce off. I think we can definitely make that smoother. I'm not a huge fan of that. That much. I think again, it's not quite. I'm curious as to what is causing. Do you know what it could be potentially? It could be 1492, isn't it? Is the I guess I have a feeling it's just not. Obviously, these animations don't go and actually stay there; they go and move off, which is what we're then seeing. Um, yeah, I mean, like that, right? When it goes into the next stride, as into the fall, is really cool because there you feel a. I mean, nah, whatever that is, then I need to. Yeah, for sure. The bounce off is a bit dog. See, like that, a bounce off like that, right, is really, really nice. See, there, it doesn't trigger a fall, which is what is that? Now, when it does trigger the fall properly, see that, whatever that is completely wrong. But I think I think that's a separate issue, ironically. Because this bounce off here, I mean, that one's a bit. I still think the root needs to just stay where it's at for a bit. But like that feels nice. Um, like that, you sort of, you know what I mean? And he sort of goes into the next stride and then just kind of falls off. Like that, whatever that is jarring me. But I think that's animation specific. I think I have a real feeling that it's just that animation. Because it doesn't only happen sometimes. And it only happens when I do, like, okay, so if I do the other one, if I do this guy, oh, I mean, he just stays there. Yeah, so that guy does it. That guy has a much nicer bounce off. That one's terrible. That's awful. It doesn't even start a fall. So this guy, and he'll sort of clip his foot, and then so yeah, you know that one's a bit nicer. That one. That one is jarring me. Really, really pissing me off. And in that one, it has a distance match and it starts to fall. Okay, so the next thing I want to do. So I'm gonna fix all of this today. So all of this is gonna be looking good. So next thing I want to do when there's no input and go momentum 100%. So basically, what I want to do is debug it, right? Uh, basically, if you can fall, see, let's go 5.0, so 5 seconds, and let's go blue. What color should we do? Let's do orange. And let's pull break off. Right, and we're gonna do the same thing for each one. I'm gonna see exactly what is triggering the fall, right? Because I think if to do the fall this way, in terms of like, oh hey, start falling. Um, it will mean we need to be precise in this. Now, I am gonna also consider doing this purely through like the character controller says hey fall. But obviously the root and the feet are disconnected sometimes. So root falling may not always necessarily say oh fall. But you need to draw it. And I mean, that might be a better way of doing it, to be honest. But we'll try, bro. We'll play around with this guy. Regardless, I want to make sure I understand it. Go again. Motion, yada yada yada. So that was the initial first one. Then this guy, jump landing. Okay, I thought so. See, now that's completely wrong. The landing of the jump in no way should maybe elaborate this guy. I'm also going to set a little debug here. So that in ping, I had a feeling it would get better. I knew. Oh, he pisses me off sometimes. And now it works like a charm. See, look how nice that is now. Look at that. Like, you go bounce. Okay, so there we go. So can fall, jump landing. So now looking at my character, yeah, he should be falling at any time. So we've gone on to the landing callback. And we're saying the minimum adjustment is more than 50. Okay. So clearly it's a little something. What I might do is really determine this. Just that singular foot. I mean, if I play this guy. So our ground parameters are detecting some kind of. Yeah, we're 350, 3.5 meters off the ground, which is where this is. So the ground is getting detected as well below it. And I have a feeling that is, that could be any float point arrow going. So we can't really allow for that to be the case when we land. Because that is really nice, actually. Like that behavior here is actually just spot on. If you see that in full motion, I mean, that one's nicer because it stops more. And this one has a bit more momentum carried through in the jump. So it looks a bit more. You see there, it's in the can fall jump. When it does that, triggers that fall wrongly, it looks awful. When it doesn't, it looks, you actually get a real sense of like bouncing off. Ironically, when it does it wrong, is also the reason why you then get a weird inability to. Okay, so that's gonna fix two problems. Okay, let's do this properly. Let's try a very harsh approach. So I have this guy here. This is, I'm gonna change it. Yada yada. It's way too. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna allow for this guy here to be overridden with a radius to allow for the size of the foot. So I can only do it now. I give a little bit of a extra foot radius, right? So like 20. I'm gonna actually say, well, you know, unless it's a little bit bigger than what it should be. It should be like 15 for the foot. But I'm gonna say something like this, right? Like ignore this other bit of a mess, all the right? These are all the bit magic numbers that all need to go. It should be, yeah, they got one of those. So I'm gonna do this guy, and then what I'm gonna do, now this may cause the strides to do. Let me do this for now. What I'm gonna do then is, rather than this guy, I'm gonna recreate this dude. Obviously, this is the same thing, but I just want to see because they got a different falling instigator. Yeah, I'm gonna recreate this so that, yeah. So what I'm testing here is to see if basically is it the like little minute some kind of floating edge on the landing that's causing it to say, oh, you land while off the wall, which is crazy. Again, versus for you to say, oh, hey, like you land, but you know, some part of your foot is still on the wall, so you're and then you can go into your next move. So that is the bit I want to nail, because ironically, if you increase these by like ever so slightly, this problem goes away. But it's just because of how thin of a surface they are. But we want to obviously allow it to work with like, you know, this could be thin as a pebble and it should still work technically. Just to kind of that we're trying to go with. Let's see here, right? So what we're looking for is to see if we get any where it doesn't do that. And on landing, it falls straight away. I have a feeling it won't do it. That guy will stick, but weirdly, you can really appreciate even that guy's stuck. Like, you can appreciate that momentum. The way he lands in that jump makes sense for him to stay still, because that's. Whereas this one, if you see like how he lands, really, it's a bit. Even the swing of the arms makes it make sense for the momentum to carry him off. So if you want to land, you need to stick, and you know that acts as a, you know, like another element that's actually really nice. So this guy, that's falling jump takeoff. Okay, yeah, I thought that would happen too. Change up. Okay, so yeah, so that's gonna happen. So it seems to not happen anymore doing the previous one, this guy, because of, yeah, now we have. But if you see, it does fall like eventually, like once your feet are actually off, you know, we give it a little bit of leeway, then it does actually fall. I mean, it'll slow it down. See, like once my feet are actually off, then he's like into the locomotion fall, and then he does fall, and then it's a nice fall, and it's a lot of fall when you land. But it still gives us the time to be able to chain into the next animation, you know. So that was a bit disgusting. Okay. Why is he not sticking? can't stick that guy. Stick that dude. That's interesting. Stick there. Okay, there's something else there to look at. Alright, I mean, yeah, I mean, already even that bounce off is one where you have a little bit less momentum going forward. So you can see the difference, which is nice. I'm like, yeah, that's nice. And now the next bit is to ensure that, yeah, that doesn't happen. So this will leave for now. What I want to do now, because there's a slight difference to the strides, because of the momentum going forward, your foot's might get a little bit slight. Just a little. So what I want to do next is basically make this guy, if we so desire. Because I don't like having it sticking every frame and then just saving. It makes no sense. I only want to use it when I need it. So in that regard, let's do this. So let's say pulse flow, radius, override. Foot radius. Okay. And then this guy. Right, and then what we'll do then is this guy here is now I'm not a huge fan of this. Because you kind of just start repeating this twice, and this is something we gotta look at. To be honest. One of the better ways is it kind of isolates the trace manager from the falling manager and the jump manager. So the managers, they don't know about each other. Yeah, the undershot one is difficult because it kind of goes against the ironically, it's very specific when you don't make a jump, right? And I think that will come, the undershot will probably be a type of stick that makes you fall. A very badly done stick kind of thing that will need. So I think a, the stick will be no undershot right now aren't possible. Primarily because it's the fine balance between I think they're very much possible in the realms of like you can like miss a stick in terms of if you're falling and you land, right? But like this jump to a ledge, we're gonna get you there. Right? If you do it, we're gonna get you there. If you don't have the distance, right, you may not for this but jump into a specific ledge, right? In terms of doing like undershooting it, I think either that comes as a stick or from when you jump and you just land without the help of being precise, like doing the precision. Then through those ways we can see the form of undershooting. In this one, technically you don't overshoot or undershoot either right now with this this way of doing it. Now we can obviously, I think one of the ways we'd work on that is either do it through the stick. So if you try and stick and you stick badly, then we decide if you undershoot or overshoot based on, it could be based on what input, based on whatever it is, like that will determine the type of stick you do. primarily I say based on momentum. So trying to stick that first running pre, the one that falls off more, I think that would be an overshoot. Whereas trying to stick that other one that goes boom, if you stick badly, you could undershoot that one. If your stick is just terrible, like you don't stick and you like bounce off instead. So there's a lot of, we can look at velocity for that, a lot of different ways. So I think that might come through the stick mechanic rather than just the jump mechanic for the precision ones. For the landing itself, like if you just jump off something and there's a thing you want to control yourself and stick on, then we can look at, saying like, oh, I landed, but like my velocity is low, or forward velocity is really low, whatever it is. Like I landed and I was pulling back on the stick when I landed and I did a bad stick. Because then I'd say, okay, actually, if I was pushing forward and then I landed and it was a bad stick, but my stick input was forward, so I was trying to go, then you'd probably say, oh, maybe, ironically, actually, probably the inverse of that, right? Like, yeah, exactly like that, exactly like you said. So if you go too early, undershoot, too late, you overshoot. So I think definitely through the stick mechanic, you get that the ability to, because currently the stick you don't fail, like you still stick, it's just a bad stick. But I think there's another element to that, right? So you can actually fail the stick, and like you said, that. So I think there's a lot of ways you can approach it. Really, there, I quite like that. So what was I doing? So what we'll do in this guy was we'll override this. Right, it's like 20. And we'll say, hey, if you're checking the jump takeoff for the jump takeoff, check with a slightly bigger foot radius to account for like momentum, maybe like a little bit of foot sliding kind of thing. Um, John, it is also probably. I don't think Corvair doesn't take photos. Oh, but 1 second difference. Ugh. Yeah, there's lots and bits and bobs that we can do to improve it. Um, cool. No, I'm just gonna do this a fair few times, um, to see if I get that behavior where we shoot through. Now so I think if I'm just striding, just doing pliers, this behavior will be hard to see. Oh, that's the one. So this is the next bit. Unfall on jump takeoff. So even with that bigger guy, you say, oh, you've actually, hey, your thingy don't fall. Now, the falling on jump takeoff, I think, is kind of key to allow for your, I guess, like, hey, you got a distance match if you take over this time. Um, but then if we say, oh, like, hey, you don't have a distance match, if you, I mean, one thing I think I need to do is that if an edge exists, the distance match has, for it to be a valid distance match, has to be within that realm before that thing. I think I kind of do that now, but I think it's wrong because, yeah, I think it is wrong. It doesn't work exactly how I would want it to. Okay, so I mean, already the behavior is infinitely nicer. And then it does a bit of a dodgy jump. That's the other thing I need to do today. Like, if you're in a stride and just jumping off something, you need to actually then just stride. You know what I mean? Like, I should just do it. I'm gonna jump off, right? I should be able to just jump off as a stride. So the contact needs is off in this scenario. I don't have the stride. It does what? It does that, I guess. That's what I need to do. And then fall from gravity, not fall from takeoff. Hey Noma, how are you? Yeah, so there's I think the two things aside from making a bit more like momentumy pliers, is fixing um that when it that one where it bails when doing the jump takeoff on the stride, and it's this. I think it's primarily when I do a stride, and then we go from a stride to a plyo. Oh, maybe not. Plyo to a stride. Yeah, so there we need to actually jump off as a plyo or jump off as a stride. So those are the. If I do a stride, I'm gonna do a plyo, stride to plyo, stride, stride to plyo. Oh, I thought that wouldn't work, but seemingly the problem is fixes. Okay, so let's do stride, stride, and then let's do a stride to plyo now. I mean, I thought, and then apply it to stride. Oh well, seems to have. You see how there it tries to jump off the left foot, so that is. I mean, I think I need to re-elaborate that animation. But, oh. Okay, there was a big problem that I thought was happening, but it seems actually that problem was just happening for some of it. So yeah, I really need to now. I think it is the case of yeah, it seems like it is. It is the case of yeah, it is the case where sometimes it just doesn't pick up my stick. Not on only one of them though. Yeah, the jumping off after. I think any like landed jump has to be optional, right? Even if you're going off something. That's an interesting. Quite cool how you can channel that. Okay, that's it. So if I get more momentum, and then go from a stride to a stride to player. Yeah, I think what it is, ironically, still work, but not consistently enough. I think it's when I do it too late in the like I've triggered this plyo after I've stuck a little bit on the stride. That's when it does that. You can sort of extend out your. You don't have to do a plyo the second you land. Like you could sort of overstay a welcome kind of thing. Uh, So I mean, you can have, yeah, there's quite a bit. Now, obviously, you can also bring in a little bit of foot arcade to solve a lot of this stuff. See a lot better. Ooh, that one didn't. It's like there. Mm. It just it's more consistent, not for sure. Um, let's. I mean, I'm just check this in anyway because it's definitely fixed some of the issues. I think we still have a slight issue with the jump takeoff thing. I think if you take off and you've got this as much, that this as much says both. Should really say, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's try two things. Let's first say. Let's first say. Let's first say. Ignore this. Let's say you're not going to fall at the climax. Let me see. Let's also say you're not going to fall at takeoff. Now, in interesting. Interesting. The reason why this is interesting is obviously this can't fall at takeoff is useless. It's a completely useless plan. It means absolutely nothing. Because me saying this fault doesn't change nothing because this guy doesn't actually care. What I'll do, because we might have to do it like this. Um, um, hey, what we might have to do is just do it like this. Let's do it. Because the climax callback, like fall, is held within the jump manager itself. Like that's handled by them. However, the takeoff fall, because we check that every frame up to takeoff, not just at takeoff. We say every frame up to takeoff. Are you falling at any point? Instead, what we'll do is, yeah, we'll have. All right, let's try this. So we'll and for and then now. Oh, speak of the devil.
Alright. Alright, I wanna check in a fix for the deleting animation stuff. I don't have one yet though. Uh, So on mine it doesn't crash if you delete an animation and you don't.
It doesn't crash.
Yeah, no, it doesn't crash. I think you have to have the animation open, or opened in the past. So I'm gonna run some tests because I couldn't make it crash yesterday, but I think it was because I wasn't working on the animation that I wanted to delete. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully it should be just just some stupid point.
Yeah, no. I for sure that is it. Okay, cool. Yeah, because if that's sorted, yeah, that would just help me out. I just want to clean up the database, but it's a bit messy. What am I doing here? Oh no, I'm doing this, but is that even before I do that? Is that even protected? Would it be accessed by chat? What we'll do is do. And this is a public guide. Julio, and then we'll say you can't fully take off. Yeah, because this gives me maybe where this is jump. It's a jump. Yeah, this is not going to be in everyone because some of them don't handle a jump. And free running, we will for sure. We will. It's a bit. It's just not priority. It's not like flips and all that stuff. It's just not priority for us because a lot. I think yeah, a lot of games have that. People do that. We're gonna try and find parkour specific things that we can really make good. It's the game we're making, and that'll come in the future for sure. Another thing, those we were saying yesterday stream. Yeah, we know how to go about adding them. We got to agree on the implementation of it and controls of it, but how it can be done is quite straightforward compared to stuff that hasn't been done before that we need to actually test and play around with and see. Yeah, that's the. Oh, sorry. Oh, Jesus. I don't like this. We need to create the bit. There should be a jump. Do we have a year that we want to try and put the game? Cancel the takeoff, so this is gonna be false. Any of these are true. Yeah, they want to put the game out. No, as soon as possible, really. But as soon as possible, once it's ready. Hopefully, I think a full release next year would be cool. As in 2025. But definitely we're getting to the point now where we can really start just adding mechanics, nailing gameplay features, as opposed to testing out tech. Yeah, so full release next year. Hopefully. I've got some in the door mirror. All right, back now. Jesus, it's cold outside. January is always the worst. I have to just rebuild to be honest, I think. All right, so if you ain't got no, if you shouldn't be falling at takeoff because you say, hey, we distance match, yada 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 yada, all that crap, then what you are saying is take off, don't fall on takeoff. Also, this thing is awesome. Rewind debugger. What a tool.
Yeah, that's quite a nice finding, man.
It really is. Bad boy tools. I think it's probably useless for some cases, but for like because we use so much animation driven stuff, like motion matching stuff, it becomes extremely useful in that moment. Oh Lord. Lordy Lord, Lord, Lord. Okay, so sequence no.
Yeah, I think the problem is only when
Oh,
you have
she's
the
trying to
asset
play it.
open.
Oh, okay, no, I just need to re-elaborate. Need to re-elaborate the thing. That's cool. All right. Oh Lord. Ah, gee, it's got no nothing. There we go. There we go. Lovely jubbly. All right. That's about right to me. Now let's play and see what happens. So, aim is to see if we get any funky falling behavior. Play for rough. What is blood? What? Applied to plyo. Two 22551. Something's dodgy. Something dodgy is going on. Something real dodgy. Annoyingly, this is the bit that I'm getting. I think it'll work. Why isn't everybody? All right. So let's see what the hell is going on here with this guy. Still not sure. Ah, one of you is the devil. I think it's where I'll know is if I elaborate you which one hasn't saved. Ah, you're the devil. There you go. And if I elaborate again, there it is. Right. So that's the stride to apply. So let's test it out. All right, now we need to do this for a couple times. Sick. Yeah, that's the last bit we need to. Yeah. That bit that way just jumps midair. Yeah, he needs to do that. See? Lovely. I'm yet to see a dodgy fall thing. I now need to add is the ability to trigger acute action on a landing. Still don't like it's not as flowy as I'd want it to be, the between strides. But that's we can work on that. That's fine. It's already better. Wow, it's not nicer. The bounce offs are nice too. Doosh, doosh, doosh. I hate that jump with him. Just it's just a terrible jump. 15-1-3-6. You suck. Not really. I just got a barrel. What is that, man? Barrel. How far could we pass pre? Yeah, so we'll talk about it. So yeah. Oh, okay. You might have been the thing. So yeah. So you can like I change it so that you can once you fall it, you can give yourself you can control yourself a bit in there. How much you can do so is like so there you can like move a little left, you can move a little right, or you can put a little back, or you can push a little forward. So you can have a little bit of control. Obviously, the longer you fall, the more control and specificity you can get. Now, what we were saying is they like how really animate like the animation selection really is driven by velocity. And it does mean like that. Ironically, does the inverse of what you want to do. Like if you do a faster one, you really should be going further. So that is the one change that's happened now. Couple ways. Obviously, this is still driven by root motion to get it looking like that one just has a dodgy. But yeah, what I think we need is to be able to stretch that post from from launch to climax, being able to stretch that trajectory basically. That's what I'm going to do today. Play around today to see if we can get a bit more of a nicer, I guess. Where's my reverse one? Get stuck. Why is my controls? I need to look at this. Yeah, the spinny controls not working at all. But yeah, I'm still not happy because you still don't have that ability to really like flick faster, or you hold it for longer to really increase your like distance and stuff, like in a like deterministic way, so to speak. But yeah, that's priority. I mean, these stuff are actually quite. Okay, so let's see about this. I'm just gonna do all because I don't know which one is gonna pick, so probably have to try and force. I mean, I should just force Debo one, but should root lock all of these. So it'll move off the root. Yeah, let's see if that happens again. Yeah, that's one. It ain't triggering a four. Obviously, it goes to walking. I'm not. I mean, it's most definitely the blend. It's the blend out of whatever previous one you are into this guy, and that is what takes. I mean, if I kill, yeah, then the blend will still take place. Doesn't. Yeah, it really doesn't make a difference. So yeah. Oh. Try again. There's no reason. Let's see what. I want to see if I can recreate it. Let's try it again. Oh, hold on. So, I want to get some food. Yeah, I'm hungry. And then streaming. And it will solve this problem. And then we'll go on to the rest of the falling stuff. And then, yeah, ready.